Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And now I will present to you about the flavor introduction. So, based on the International Organization for Standardization, they has defined the flavor as the complex combination of the olfactory, which is smell, gustatory, which is taste, and trigeminal, which is touch, temperature, and pain sensations perceived during tasting. Means that you can feel the flavor when you smell it, when you taste it, or when you touch or feel the pain during tasting. But Gordon M. Shepherd argues that flavor science is concerned with the sensory appreciation of food. However, flavor is not in the food. It is created by the brain through multiple sensory, motor, and central behavioral systems. We call this new multidisciplinary field as a neurogastronomy. Means that the brain is create the flavor when you tasting the food. Now, we will present to you the compound that we choose, which is vanillin. Vanillin is a vanilla, which is a phenolic aldehyde compound. Why we choose it? Because it is the most popular and most widely used flavoring natural products worldwide.
Vanillin is very important for the vanilla aroma. In the early 19th century, vanilla beans were harvested from the vanilla orchid, which originated in Mexico and was highly valued by the Aztec. The Aztec used vanilla to flavor the chocolate, and it later became a popular ingredient in Europe. In 1858, French chemist Nicolas Tidal first isolated vanillin as a compound, identified it as the key flavor in natural vanilla beans. Later in the 1870s, German chemists Ferdinand Tiemann and Wilhelm Harman synthesized vanilla from coniferin, a compound found in the pine tree sap. This discovery led to the mass production of synthetic vanillin, which dramatically reduced its cost and made the vanilla flavor more accessible. Vanillin is part of the benzoate group, has a unique aroma due to the slight structural difference. Ethyl vanillin, a synthetic version, is 3.5 stronger than vanillin. When certain groups like methoxy or hydroxy are absent, compounds smell like almonds or cinnamon. More substitution can make flavors bitter or sharp. Capsaicin found in chili peppers is 1,000 times sharper than zigarone in ginger.
Next, we go to the application of vanillin. Vanillin has been used a long time ago as a perfume. As you can see in this picture, perfume branded with Chanel number 5 is the most successful perfume during the year 1921. So, this perfume, named with unvoiced vanilla, consists of musk and vanilla. Next, the application of vanillin is most used in the dessert, which is food, like ice cream, baking product like cake or cupcake, and drinks like iced hot chocolate.
So now we go to the chemical and industrial process, which is have the three process, which is the synthesis from guaiacol, synthesis from lignin, and the bioconversion from the ferulic acid. The first we go through is the synthesis from guaiacol. The guaiacol, which is the 2-methoxyphenol, is the widely used precursor for the synthesizing the vanillin due to ability and the cost effectiveness. The process involves the methylation of guaiacol to produce vanillin. The first, the starting material is the derived from the lignin or produced through the chemical synthesis from the petrochemical source. The next is the methylation reaction. The reagent is the react with the methyl or dimethyl sulfate in the presence of the strong base like sodium hydroxide, which is the NaOH. The next reaction condition in the heated under reflux to ensure efficient mixing and the reaction. The mechanism is the hydroxyl group OH of the glycol acts as the nucleophile and attack the metal iodide, leading to the substitution reaction. The third process, the purification, involves the crystallization and distillation. After the reaction is complete, the mixture contains the vanillin along with unreacted glycol, methyl and the potential byproduct. The crystallization is the root crude product is dissolved in the suitable solvent, example of the ethanol and coolant. The vanillin crystallized out due to the lower solubility at lower temperature. The last one is the distillation, which is the distillation can be employed to separate the vanillin based on the boiling point to 185 Celsius. Why we do the synthesis from the glycol is because the efficiency. This method can yield high amount of the vanillin in the relative short time. The second is the cost effectiveness. This is the glycol is the less expensive compared to the natural extraction method. We go to the second, this is the synthesis from lignin. The lignin is the complex polymer found in the plant cell wall and it is byproduct of the paper and the biofuel industry. The depolymerization and the subsequent conversion to the vanillin provide a sustainable method for the vanillin production. The first process is the lignin source and the preparation. The lignin is typically sourced from the pulp and the paper industry as the waste product. It must be purified to remove the non-lignin component. The second is a depolymerization. This is the method is the acid treatment, alkaline treatment. The acid treatment is the lignin is treated with the acids like sulfuric acid to break down its complex structure into the smaller phenolic compound. The second one is the alkaline treatment is treated with the alkaline solution like sodium hydroxide to facilitate depolymerization. The goals is to produce smaller aromatic like guaiacol, which can be further converted into the vanillin. The third is the oxidation. The phenolic compounds obtain the lignin undergo oxidation to produce the vanillin. The reagent is the oxidizing agents such as the oxygen, hydrogen peroxide, or potassium permanganate can be used. The reaction mechanism is the oxidation reaction converts the phenolic structure into the aldehyde forms of vanillin. Lastly is the purification. This is the crude vanillin is purified through the crystallization or distillation similar to the Gaussian process. Why we go why we go to the synthesis from lignin is the sustainability. It can utilize renewable resource and help in reducing waste from the paper industry. The second is the lower environmental. The, the process has a smaller carbon footprint compared to the petroleum derived method. The last process is the bioconversion from ferulic acid. The ferulic acid is the naturally occurring phenolic compound found in the many plant material. The bioconversion of the ferulic acid is to vanillin through microbial fermentation is an eco-friendly alternative to traditional chemical synthesis. The ferulic acid source can be extracted from the various agricultural byproducts such as the rice bran, wheat bran, and corn. Next is the microbial fermentation. The microorganism is involved by specific strain of bacteria and fungi selected for the ability to metabolize ferulic acid. The fermentation condition is the reaction typically occur in the bioreactor under controlled condition. This is the control by temperature, pH, and aeration. The substrate utilization, the folic acid is added to the fermentation medium. This is microorganism convert it into the vanillin. The third is the enzymatic conversion. The enzyme involved the key enzyme include ferrite esterase and the vanillin synthesis. This is the conversion from ferulic acid into the vanillin. The mechanism is the conversion involves decarboxylation and the subsequent enzymatic reaction that yield vanillin as the primary product. The fourth, finally, is the purification. The produced vanillin is extracted from the fermentation broth, followed by purification through methods such as liquid extraction or crystallization. The advantage for doing the bioconversion from the ferulic acid is the eco-friendly. They utilize renewable resource and they minimize the chemical waste. And the second is the lower energy demand. The fermentation process generally requires the less energy compared to the chemical synthesis method.
Now, in the second part, we are going to present about fragrance. Fragrance, in simple words, it means by pleasant or sweet smell, and it is created by combining various aromatic compounds, essential oils, and synthetic ingredients. In addition, to produce fragrance, it is required to combine various elements such as floral, fruity, spicy, and woody notes. Next, we are going to focus on this compound named Dabascon. It is also known as rose ketone because it has the functional group of ketone and cyclohexene.
Next is the discovery of Damascus. Damascus was first discovered in the late 1960s during research on the component of rose oil. Scientists were studying the damask rose, a traditional source of rose oil, identified this unique compound as major contributor to its iconic fragrance. Interestingly, Damascus are present in only trace amount in rose oil, but they have a powerful aroma that greatly influence the overall scent due to the high olfactory potency. This discovery has opened up possibility for perfumers to recreate rose-like scents synthetically without relying on large amount of natural rose oil, which can be expensive and varies in quality. There are two main examples of damascene: alpha damascene and beta damascene. Each isomer has slightly different aroma profile. For example, for alpha damascene, this variant has rich fruity scent with apple and rose nuance. It often used in fine fragrance to add depth and complexity to floral composition, especially in rose-based perfume. Alpha Damascus is known for having a sweet yet slightly spicy profile with undertone of plum and woody notes. For Beta Damascus, one of the most potent and widely used Damascus, Beta Damascus has a deep fruity floral aroma with hint of rose, plum, blackcurrant and a touch of tobacco. It commonly used in perfume, fine fragrance, and cosmetic to provide a more intense and longer-lasting scent. Beta Damascus can also add rich, sophisticated touch to fruity floral accords.
Okay, now let's begin with the alpha Damascus synthesis from alpha ionon. The first, alpha ionon will react with hydrogen peroxide in NaO and NaO to form the epoxide intermediate. This intermediate will be reduced to epoxy ionol, then followed by a reaction to form a bromoepoxide, and then a reductive debromination and ring opening process will follow to form the alpha isoionol intermediate. Then oxidation and isomerization reaction complete the synthesis where the overall yield of alpha damascus is 59%. Secondly, synthesis of beta-damascene by Bucci-Vedras method. We start with beta-ionon oxime will be cyclized to an isoaxal ring structure using this reactant. Then Birch reduction will cleave the NO bond in the ring structure, forming beta-aminoketone using this reactant. And then at the final step, acid catalyzed elimination of ammonia will produce the beta-damascene yielding to 6 grams of beta-damascene in lab-scale synthesis. Next, we will look into the example of industrial synthesis for beta-damascene production by Bucci-Vedras rearrangement. The starting material is beta-ionon, where it is treated with sodium acetate and hydroxylamine hydrochloride in a mixture of ethanol and water at 50 degrees Celsius to form a beta-ionon enzyme in 99% yield. Then, this is then converted to beta-exohexol in 96% yield. And for the final conversion to beta-damascene, the beta-exohexol is subjected to hydrogenation reaction using a rhodium catalyst under a hydrogen atmosphere. Then this one-step reaction will convert beta-exohexol to beta-damascene with a yield of 98%.
Lastly, the major applications of damascene is found in perfume and personal care. Damascene is widely used in high-end perfumes for its floral elements of rose and a bit fruity elements. In addition, damascene makes perfume last longer. In personal care, damascene provides floral aroma that give user clean and fresh feel. That's all from us. Thank you.